Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. Do you know, my company has been doing seminars for 50 years now. We do them all over the world, teaching people how to do and live the life they really want to live, how to change things and change them almost overnight. Well, here about 6 months ago, a young lady in our company, Mikey Steller, she said to me, Bob, how come you never do seminars on books, where you get into the books? She said, you know, you keep mentioning 4 books and you referred to them as being classics. Why don't you do a seminar on the classics? And I thought, that makes a lot of sense. Books did change my life. You see, this is the first book I ever read. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I had never read a book before that. Man asked me if I could read, and I said, no, I can't read. Now, that wasn't true. I could, not well, but I read about as well as most people. I think the average person reads at about a grade 7 level. And that's because we learn to read by the time we're in grade 7, and we never improve upon the skill from that point on. Well, on April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we're going to take you on a trip through these books. And I'm going to tell you something that I have learned. It doesn't matter if you ever finish one of these books. What matters is that you understand and apply what you do read. Earl Nightingale was a wonderful man, a great visionary. I worked with Earl for 5 years. And Earl taught me how to study a book. In 1984, I took what I had learned over 25 years and I put it in the book, You Were Born Rich. This is the first book we're going to go into. And we're going to take you through just various parts in the book and provoke you to really think how you could apply those parts to your life. I'm going to give you an idea on the one part. One chapter here is called The Razor's Edge. Most people think there's a vast difference between an individual that's stuck and an individual that's really winning. I went from $4,000 a year to $175,000 a year in a year, and then I took it over $1 million within 5 years. Now, do you think I improved by 40 times? No. Sometimes it just takes a little bit. Listen to this. It has been often said that the line which separates winning from losing is as fine as a razor's edge, and it is. And we'll give you an example. In 1947, Armed was the first racehorse in the history of United States racing to win over $1 million during his career. That year, Armed earned $761,500. But the horse that finished second in earnings that same year, a horse which often lost races a mile long by a nose, only won $75,000. Now, if you were to look at the winnings alone, it would appear that Armed was 13 times better than his closest competitor. The truth is, when you compare the times that were actually registered by those two horses in their races, you're going to discover that Armed wasn't even 4% better. Isn't that wild? You see, just the slightest change and your whole life could change. Well, we're going to take you into parts of this book that'll change your life. The next one we're going to go into is the one that really changed my life, Think and Grow Rich. There's one part in here that I found a classic. It's on persistence. See, if you persist, you can do anything. He said there may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of the human like what carbon is to steel. And he said there are 4 simple steps which lead to the habit of persistence. They call for no great amount of intelligence and no particular amount of education and but little time or effort. Here's the 4 steps. Number 1, a definite plan or a definite purpose backed by a burning desire for its fulfillment. Number 2, a definite plan expressed in continuous action. Number 3, a mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions of relatives, friends, and acquaintances. And number 4, a friendly alliance with one or more persons who will encourage you to follow through with both plan and purpose. Now, that's just one thing we're going to get into here. Look it, there's a lot of powerful information. Napoleon Hill studied the lives of 500 of the world's most successful people. Spent his whole life doing it. That's what's in this book. Now, if you saw the movie The Secret, the movie was based on this book by Wallace Wattles. I started to study this in 1968. It's a powerful book. There's one chapter in here that'll change your life more than anything. Chapter 7. It's on gratitude. It said the entire process of mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up in one word: gratitude. We'll take you through exercises in here. There's a science to getting rich, and anyone can learn it. And last but not least is a tiny little book. It's not very big, but boy, is it powerful. It is so powerful. And it's on the invisible side, the invisible power. Listen to this. The power within, which enables you to form a thought picture, is the starting point of all there is. There's a power within you, and it's going to enable you to do anything you want to do if you learn to work with it. Now, she's talking about here in the first chapter, the order of visualization. Listen carefully. The exercise of the visualizing faculty keeps your mind in order and then attracts to you the things you need to make life more enjoyable and in an orderly way. If you train yourself in the practice of deliberately picturing your desire and carefully examine the picture, you're soon going to find that your thoughts and desires will proceed in a more orderly procession than ever before. Well, we're going to give you these 4 books, but we're going to pick out specific parts that have really influenced our life. This little life changed Sandra Gallagher's life, like night and day. This book changed my life, and you're going to find out how. Make up your mind that you're going to be with us. People come from all over the world. They come from all over the world, and you can mix with these people, and you're going to find that they'll change your life like night and day. This is Bob Proctor. I look forward to seeing you at the Los Angeles Hilton Hotel, April the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Make sure you're there. You will absolutely love it.